All right, good evening, everyone. All right, are you able to hear me? We are live. All right, if you can hear my voice, please type invest in the chat. All right, because tonight we are all about leveling up our investment portfolio, learning how to navigate through all this volatility out there in the market. All right, so if you can hear me, please type invest in the chat so that we know that we can get started. All right, so I can see that some of you are streaming in. Invest, thanks. Okay, I can see Nana is here. I can see Eric is watching as well. Hi, Joanne. Hi, good to see you. Xiaomei, hi, good to see all of you as well. Hello, Nelson. Hi, good to see you. Who is this Facebook user? Maybe you can enable your name on the stream, yeah, so that I can see you as well. All right, I can see Paul as well. Hi, good to see you, everyone. All right, so tonight is going to be super excited. But before that, because it's getting really hot, I need to switch on my fan first. All right, okay. All right, so invest with Chloe. Thank you so much, Nelson. All right, my fan is not noisy, right? You guys can't hear it, right? So I can just speak like this. You have. What do you mean by you have, Shannon? You mean you have dinner? I'm not sure. All right, let's get started. So tonight it's going to be super exciting because like we've been investing for like quite a long time, right? And actually the market has been really volatile. It has like kind of gone down a little, then recover a bit, then come back down again. So I know a lot of investors are getting a little bit puzzled, especially during the recent earnings seasons. Actually, the earnings are good, right? So many companies, especially if you're investing in tech companies, so many of these tech companies actually reported very good earnings. But on the other hand, they continue to drop in prices because of the uncertainty right now in the market. And that is why so many of my followers as well on Instagram, not Instagram, on Telegram, they also like ask me on Facebook page and say, hey, Chloe, can you just do a sharing on exactly what should I do with my portfolio? Especially right now, because of the tech stock, my portfolio is in red right now. What should I do? So I think that this webinar will be useful to most of the people out there. So yeah, for those who get to know me from the beginning, congratulations. I will be sharing with you a lot of content during this webinar as well. But for those, if it's the first time seeing me, then yeah, continue to stay on so that you can also get to learn as well. All right, so let's get started. All right. Okay, so the first thing that we have to talk about, why is there so many market volatility right now? You've been following the news, right? If you know that actually recently there is a news report, basically there's a new data being published, right? It's called Consumer Price Index. And these index actually really leap quite a huge percentage that most investors actually didn't expect. Actually, it increased by 4.2%. And in this way, so many investors out there right now, they are fearing that indeed inflation is coming, right? Despite the fact repeating saying that the government, US government, they keep repeatedly saying that no, they're not going to increase the rate, but there's a lot of telltale sign that maybe it may not be that case. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and because of that, okay, the market really start dropping. All right, this article was just published like 2 days ago. And you can see that the S&P 500 has been dropping. In fact, for NASDAQ, okay, NASDAQ 100, it has actually dropped for about 1,000 points, all right, since a month ago, right? So since we are really most of the investors out here, right, I believe you guys are tech investor. I also want to understand a little bit more about what are you investing, all right, so that we can also take a look at it during this sharing as well. So what tech stocks are you investing right now? Okay, type in your answer, whatever tech stocks that you are holding quite a significant position in your portfolio, you can just type it in the chat. All right, in the meantime, I can see that Nelson is saying, yes, okay, earnings are good, but tech stocks price are still dropping. So he's asking, should we hold on to our tech stock? Fantastic. Okay, this is exactly the question that we will be going through tonight. But before that, let me know, what stocks are you investing, okay, in the tech industry, all right, that is contributing to quite a significant position reaction that you are having right now, and because it's dropping, that's why you kind of feel worried. All right, so Steven is invested in Skills, okay, which is a platform, right? Like it's like a gaming platform, okay. The stock price has been really volatile lately, right? Microsoft, okay. I can see Apple as well. Steven also investing in Baba. Calvin Sito, hi, long time no see, in SEC Limited. Nita in Fastly, okay, KT in Baba. All right, so great. Okay, a lot of you are actually investing in Tesla as well. Okay, Nelson also investing in Tesla. Okay, so yeah, I can see a lot of familiar stocks, okay, inside, and in fact some of them are also in my current portfolio. So I have to say that if you guys are tanking, I have to say that actually, you know, I'm also suffering in some of the positions that I just got in recently. It's also suffering losses. But once again, I just want to share with you my way of investing tonight so that you can take some insights from that. There's definitely no right or wrong way of investing, but it's really about increasing our probability and increases our chances of making money and winning as well. But once again, during this sharing, I'm going to go through quite a lot of companies, right? So it's not about buy or sell recommendation. You always have to make sure you do your own homework, all right? DYODD. Everybody, please type DYODD in the chat, all right? Whatever stocks that we are going to cover tonight, make sure before you make any investment decision, just go through one more round of homework for yourself, okay? So that you don't regret your decision, all right? So for those who are new, you can also follow my Telegram, okay? I do have a Telegram that I updates more frequently compared to doing Facebook Live, which is about once a month. Telegram, I post weekly, and you can follow me at t.me/Aligato investor, okay? Because yeah, it's basically a very, very interesting investing philosophy that I also want to share with you tonight. Okay, Aligato means like being thankful. Okay, thanks in Japanese. But how do we actually use that philosophy, the Japanese philosophy, to invest better, especially during this volatile period of time? All right, so this is what we are going to go through tonight as well. All right, DYODD, fantastic. Nice to see every one of you as well. All right, so some of the stocks that you guys just mentioned, right? Be it Baba, be it Apple, or be it Microsoft, okay? In fact, none of you mentioned about Facebook, but Facebook dropped about 8% since a month ago. Microsoft dropped about 8% as well, okay? Another stock, like you guys also mentioned, Apple, which dropped about 7.5%. So if you think about it, right? 7%, 8%, it doesn't seem to be like a big deal, right? Because it's still down like less than 10%. So what's the big deal about it, right? Why so many people are fearful right now, even though these big tech companies only drop like less than 10%, okay? But because a lot of you, apart from these big tech companies that you are investing right now, I can see that so many of you are also investing in other companies, such as, okay, Square, not sure when any one of you invested, which is about, in this 1 month, 25% drop. Tesla, okay, some of you typed Tesla just now, right? It's 23% drop in the last 1 month, all right? And another one, C Limited, right, tanked about 26%. So if you are investing in these hyper growth stock, right, like really because of last year, since COVID-19, it really shot up so much in prices, and because of the bull run, lately, the pullback has been really, really painful to many, many investors. Okay, so yeah, that is why, right? When you are you want to put things into perspective. Okay, a lot of people are talking about Alibaba and stuff. Right, Alibaba, in fact, has not been doing well for the past 6 months or so. Yeah, but if you look at it, Alibaba dropped about 26% in 6 months' time. Okay, with all the bad news, Jack Ma disappearing, reappearing, China regulation, China slapped it with a huge fine. Despite all these things, okay, Alibaba dropped only 26% in 6 months versus all these hyper growth stocks that a lot of investors out there are very, very interested in, right? They dropped 26% in just 1 month's time. All right, so what is the problem with that? And because of this, how can you actually remain zen? All right, that means you remain peace, calm in your investing? How can you actually remain zen? What is the lesson learned, guys? Okay, I want to also like make it very interactive. From this brief sharing, right, what do you think is the number one lesson that you can take away, all right, from the brief sharing just now, compared to, Apple dropped 7.5%, Microsoft dropped 7.5%, Facebook 8%, okay, versus, all right, all these hyper growth stocks that so many investors are super interested in, right, because of COVID-19, right? They dropped like 20% in a short 1 month. What are the lessons, or what is the number one lesson that you can actually take away from this? Okay, before I share with you my own reflection, my lesson, do share with me your lesson as well, so that you can also participate and really deepen your learning from this. All right. So yeah, I can see some other people also typing. Okay, Steven investing in NetEase. KT is CrowdStrike. Okay, PayPal, Nelson. All right, so TSM as well. Fantastic. But okay, for those who are still watching, right, type in the lesson that you actually learned. It can be slightly longer, okay, but I really want to see what is your reflection from there. Okay, big rewards come in big volatility. Okay, so John is saying that big rewards, valuation counts. Okay, Katie is saying valuation matters. All right, don't chase after the high, right? Very good. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Xiaomei said, learn to diversify. Okay, another Facebook user, okay, said that, this Facebook user said, buy in long term. That means like, don't be too bothered by the short-term volatility. Think about long-term. Is that what you mean? Okay, good. So diversification, diversify. Don't put everything into one basket. Overvalue. So once again, this is about valuation, right? Don't go and chase after price. All right, fantastic. Great. Portfolio size. So Nita saying portfolio size. So I totally agree whatever lessons that you guys just reflected. And like what you mentioned, really having the right mindset, be patient, the right attitude is super crucial. So over here, I want to share with you my own takeaway as well, okay, as an investor, and how can we become better in investing from now onwards as well. All right. And I think one of the very interesting philosophy that you can start practicing, like using the Japanese culture, is called Aligato investing. Okay, and what is Aligato investing? I just want to share with you this very interesting concept that I actually derived, all right, from this gentleman who is a very famous Japanese author. His name is Ken Honda. And Ken Honda, right, he actually became a millionaire before 30 years old. And ever since then, he actually has been publishing a lot of books about money management, how do you increase your wealth. And one of the things that he recently shared, right, is called Aligato money. All right. So what does Aligato money actually means? It means that whenever you pay certain money or whenever you receive certain money, you say thank. Okay, you say thank to your money. Aligato. Okay, just say thank. And by doing that, you actually channel the energy of gratitude in your income. You also channel the gratitude in your spending. And that's how with this gratitude, like this flow, right, your money, your wealth actually becomes bigger and bigger. So I thought this is an interesting concept, but I don't do that every day in my payment or when I receive my money. But I think it's more relevant if I practice it in investing. And when I come to reflecting, right, actually I have been doing Aligato investing, just that I didn't really crystallize the concept until recently. So I just want to share with you something that I've been practicing for years and has been really doing me a lot of, I think, good thing in terms of my portfolio growth and everything. And I just want to crystallize things clearer for you so that you can also start considering practicing Aligato investing in your own portfolio. All right. The first thing, it's really about, you need to ask yourself, right, in the current positions that you are holding on right now, do you truly understand the company well? All right, let's say if you have 5 companies in your portfolio or 10 companies in your portfolio, do you really understand these companies? All right, because if you don't understand these companies, then you're not going to really appreciate, okay, what kind of good or how brilliant this company are, right? If you just buy based on hearsay, then very, very likely that during this volatile time like this, you become very scared, okay? Because you don't understand what are you investing. And that's why the first principle of practicing Aligato investing is really about understanding, because understanding brings appreciation, and you do need to spend time to go and invest, to learn about the companies that you are interested to invest or you are already investing in. All right. So I believe this concept, many people have talked about it again and again, but this is so, so crucial, because only through you studying a company, you really build up your conviction. And during volatile time like this, instead of feeling scared, you actually will want to have more money, right? Raise more cash to buy into companies that you know it's good company and it's good value, right? So understanding brings appreciation, and that's how you will be thankful, because you are thankful for the peace, right? The internal peace that you are bringing for yourself, all right? So for example, one of the companies that you guys talk about just now, right? It's about Tesla, right? So when you are investing in Tesla, okay, do you truly understand what does Tesla do? Okay, because many people out there, they are just thinking about Tesla as an EV company, maybe it can become a dominant leader in the EV sector, which can be true, right? It does have a lot of potential, but there's so much more to Tesla. It's like a whole integration, the whole ecosystem that they are building, all right? So do you really understand Tesla? So for example, in Buffett Online School Stock Ideas, right, we go through very, very in-depth research reports, okay, for our students so that they can understand the business better. So if you have access, make sure you go and read the reports. If you don't have access, right, then make sure you go and find out all this information for yourself by going through annual reports or quarterly reports. You know, company always publish earnings, right, every quarter. So make sure you do your due diligence so that you truly understand your companies that you are investing in. All right. So that is the first principle by practicing Aligato investing. And second thing, like actually some of you mentioned, right? Don't go and chase after hype, okay? Because someone said that, wow, Tesla is very good, and you saw the Tesla stock price run from like $100 all the way to $600 like last year. Then you feel like, oh my God, I should have got in right now. So you go and buy it, and that's what happened is eventually, because you don't understand the company well, then they end up crumbling down, and you are feeling scared right now. So because the faster they climb, the higher, the faster they fall as well. So it's truly important you understand what are you investing in. All right. So if you understand what am I talking about, please type Aligato. Okay, please type Aligato inside the chat. Okay, that is the first very important principle that you need to start cultivating, and it takes time to build up this habit, but it's really, really for your own good as an investor. All right, and the second thing that you can do, okay, inside this Aligato investing philosophy, right, is you can create, or you should create, a sleep well portfolio for yourself, okay? And you will be thankful for that, because when you are investing, why we all started investing? Because we want to create more time, right? We want to have more freedom. We want to have more happiness, more peace. But ironically, when people start investing, they have the exact opposite, right? They kind of like skip their sleep, they monitor the market, and they become so stressed out, okay? Which is the exact opposite of what you want to achieve, okay, when you start investing. So how can you really bring yourself back to your objective, which is having a happy life, a happy portfolio? Is really by creating a sleep well portfolio for yourself, okay? And how can you create a sleep well portfolio? You need to go through, okay, fundamental analysis, which we just talked about, right? You have to make sure you understand what are you investing in, and then you don't go and chase after the price. You do your fundamental analysis plus valuation. what is a good price to enter, and based on technical analysis, if you understand what is TA, then you go and really find out what is a better point of entry so that you can also increase your chances, okay, the probability of you making more profits, okay? And this is exactly what we also cover in the Bossy report as well. So actually, in a recent report we published for Tesla, we do feel that if you have a more margin of safety in Tesla, it's better, because at the end of the day, this is a very great company that has a lot of growth potential, but yet it has yet to be realized, right? So you need to implement more margin of safety. So to us, the fair value is about like $400 over in US dollar. But if you really want to enter, okay, with a more margin of safety, even though it's overpriced right now, you can consider using technical analysis, which is about $500. So Tesla yesterday dropped to about $590 over. So there is a probability that it's reaching to a much better price to enter compared to what is the price that, 1 month ago, which is $600 to $700 plus, right? And that is the first thing that you can do. Develop a proper game plan for yourself. And second thing that you can do is to, all right, practice a 80-20 rules. Okay, and just now some of you talk about portfolio sizing, right? This is exactly what we are talking about. Portfolio sizing your portfolio better by sticking to these 80-20 rules. And these 80-20 rules, right, it's not something that I made up. Okay, this is a rule, in fact, made up by, actually, he came out, he's an economist. Okay, his name is Pareto. Okay, so that's why it's named after his name. It's called Pareto Principle, and another word, it's called 80-20 rule. So what does this 80-20 rule even mean? So Pareto says that 80% of the consequences actually come from 20% of the causes. And what does that mean is there is an unequal relationship between inputs and outputs. And according to Pareto, based on a lot of studies that he has done, right, actually 20% of the inputs, right, will eventually contribute to 80% of the output, 80% of the results. Okay, so what does that mean is, for example, while we are investing, there are so many times that we can be, we are offered too many choices, right? In our world, we are offered too many choices in our investing companies. We can invest in this, invest in that, some hyper growth stock that just came about, just IPO. There's so many things, right? A myriad of choice for you to choose from. But the most important thing is what really contribute to the wealth eventually is we just look at the top 20. Okay, this is not top 100. This is the top 20 companies by market cap in 2020. And you can already see most of the familiar names outside, like your Microsoft, like your Apple, your Amazon, your Alphabet, your Facebook, your Baba, your Tencent. A lot of companies are already very well known. But I do feel that investors tend to have this tendency of not investing in these good companies or these famous company, because they think that, oh, well, these companies are already so big, they're already so big, right? And they're like so famous. How much more can they grow, right? And that is why they want to go and concentrate and focus on some other hyper growth company, believing that, hey, when this company does well, then my portfolio will be completely, like flying to the moon, right? To the moon. So this is most of the time I do feel that investors have that like tendency to do that, which in the past I also had the same tendency of don't want to investing in these great companies because I thought that, wow, they're expensive, wow, they're so big already, how big can they grow? But the truth is, okay, even after so many years, right, these companies continue to be the leader and they continue to make a lot of money for the investors. Okay, so at the end of the day, they are the top 20, right? The top 20 by market cap in the world, right? But they actually contribute to so much, right? In terms of making money for the investor or bring the economy to really the next level. This company has been contributing so much to the society, to the world. And that is why, okay, as an investor, if we invest in them, your portfolio will also be rewarded. So in my opinion, I do feel that you can go and invest in hyper growth stocks such as your SE, your Square, your Tesla. I think they all have their own potential. But at the end of the day, right, I feel a better way, in my opinion, that is applicable to my investment philosophy, my own personality, is I will concentrate 80% of my portfolio into companies like this. All right. And then the remaining 20%, I will invest in Tesla, right? For example, I will invest in Square or maybe an ARK ETF, right? An ARK ETF actually invest in disruptive companies like them, right? So, but I don't want to risk 80% of my portfolio investing in this hyper growth company, because at the end of the day, I can never say for sure that they are really going to make it. And I really want to make sure I sleep with peace. And that's why 80% of my portfolio are actually in this a lot of these top 20 companies that you are seeing right now. And that is why, despite of the volatility right now, my portfolio is not affected being so much, because it's really investing in safe companies, valuable companies that you can see the value already. You don't need to guess, okay? You don't need to think maybe in the future it will become better. They are already good, all right? So that's what I mean by the 80-20 rules. And it's so important that you do your position sizing properly. So for example, Tesla, if you go back to this Bossy report that we published, right, we actually say if you are someone who really cannot take volatility, right, which is like currently what's happening right now, consider invest like less than 2%. All right. So out of your 20%, you can, which is a 20% for the disruptive companies like Tesla, 2% you can go into Tesla, all right? Or if you are someone who slightly really understand Tesla really well and you don't mind going slightly bigger in the Tesla position, then consider allocate less than 10%, so that despite of what's happening right now, your portfolio will still be intact. All right, so that is truly important. Just like let's say go say really develop a proper game plan for yourself, and you need to follow through that. Okay, but I know some of you are also wondering, hey, because a lot of you talk about Baba, right? Right. So some of you will be thinking, hey, but good companies can also go south, right? It can also drop so much, even though it's a solid company. It has proven itself, okay, for so many years, yet the stock price can still drop. And this is exactly what's happening to Alibaba right now. And because of the recent fine, okay, which is $2.78 billion, because of the fine, Alibaba, it just published its quarterly earnings, right? It actually posted the first ever loss, okay, since it went IPO, right, many years ago. So that's why these news are, once again, when you saw this, a lot of investors get spooked again, and that's why they started to sell again, and that's how Alibaba share price continued to tank even further, right, after these news, these quarterly reports were actually released. Okay, so but I also want to ask you guys about, like, what do you feel about this news? Okay, do you feel that because of this news, you become more scared towards Alibaba? If you feel the fear inside you, please type fear. On the other hand, if you feel that, hey, actually this first ever loss is really nothing, okay, to you, it actually become a better opportunity for you to enter, please type opportunity. Let me know, okay, do you see this news as danger, or do you see this as opportunity? Because that will decide how you will react and what kind of investment decision you will do, all right, for Alibaba. Okay, while I'm drinking water, I'm waiting for you guys to answer as well. Okay, so danger or opportunity, guys. And for those who actually watched my webinar last month, okay, you will have already heard about me talking about Alibaba, right? This is the webinar I did last month. If you have not watched it, go and watch the replay. I was actually covered a lot more in depth about Alibaba during that sharing. All right, go and make sure you go and watch it. And I'm just going to go through from these, okay, quarterly reports, right? What is the things that you should be looking out for? Okay. Shai is saying that it's uncertainty, and then Siwen is saying that it's overreaction from the market. Cal is saying that it's opportunity, but more worry about delisting. Okay, that's good. But actually, I talked about delisting in my previous webinar. To me, I don't worry so much about delisting for Alibaba. Okay, but let's talk about what's happening right now, right? So because of this $2.78 billion fine, Alibaba have no choice but to pay it, right? So where do they pay it from? They actually pay from their operating cash, right? So from there, because they fork out the cash, and that's why they really have to report that they lose money. They actually make the operation loss during the recent quarter. Okay, but once again, this is not the first time that companies are being fined and their stock price get affected. Okay, back in 2013. Starbucks was actually fined $2.8 billion. Okay, very similar is the number, all right? And because they actually lost to the lawsuit to Kraft Heinz. Okay, so because that happened, Starbucks has to pay. And as a result, you can see that their net income, right, in 2013, it dropped drastically, okay, from a billion over dollars to only $8 million for that year. And that's as a result, their earning per share also dropped like crazy, right, from 90 cents all the way to 0.01 cents. And during that time when that happened, the market also reacted. And this is exactly what happened. You can see that when the news is published, everything is confirmed. From November onwards, it dropped all the way about 20%. Okay, from 40 over dollars, it dropped to about $34. Okay, lowest point for Starbucks. Okay, but that was 8 years ago, right? So right now, make a guess. What happened to Starbucks stock price today? Okay, today, after 8 years, did Starbucks continue to do well? Did they continue to attract more customers to its store, more people buy its coffee, okay, shop its products? Okay, if the answer is yes, which we all see that every day in our life, Starbucks continue to make more money, and that's why the stock price have gone up, because this company make more money, right? And you can see that if you invested in Starbucks back in 2013, and despite of the news, the market volatility, you just hold on to that. $40 today, it has gone more than double. In fact, it's close to triple. All right, now it's 110 already. All right, so this is exactly what we are talking about here. Is you really have to understand, if you are investing in a great company, right, then you really need to have the patience, and you need to learn to really understand, how is this company advancing the world? Does this company have more future growth potential? And we can see in Starbucks case, it definitely has, because it actually really make drinking coffee become a lifestyle, become a gathering place, and it really just changed the way that people behave when it comes to, going to a coffee shop. Okay, in United States, they call it coffee shop, but in Singapore, we call it cafe, right? So more and more people are also adopting to drink like a Starbucks person, right? So that's how, when they gain more market share, that's how they're advancing the world to a more lifestyle coffee place, and that's how they make more money, right? So the same thing for Alibaba. Okay, how do you think is the company advancing the world? Do you think because of this company, the world is progressing, is advancing to become a better place? And if you can see that, this exactly inside the quarterly reports as well, it says that, look at it, there was a one-time impact, which is the fund, right? If you exclude this one-time impact, okay, the income from operations would have been this amount, which is about 1.6 billion, okay, US dollar, an increase of 48% year over year. So that means that if you don't have this fine today, all right, actually Alibaba make way more money, okay, which is 48% increase compared to last year. Really, really super solid company, a lot of growth. And you look at another thing, right? Revenue also increased by 64% year over year. And because revenue is exactly how much money does the company make, right? Top line. So you won't be taking into consideration of the fine and everything. It actually grew 64%. With a giant size like Alibaba, which we saw it. Okay, Alibaba was in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place number 7, okay, by market cap in the world, is still growing 64% year on year. Do you think this is powerful? If you think that the growth is powerful, right, please type powerful in the chat. I really am like super amazed by Alibaba's growth. And if you look at the users, right, in terms of how many people are actually using the platform provided by Alibaba, including your Tmall, your Taobao, whatsoever. So you can see that active consumers, okay, in the China itself, also up 32 million for the last 3 months, okay? Mobile active users, all right, also up by $23 million. And by mobile penetration in China, if you saw my webinar last time, which is last month, it was about 60%, 60 to 65%. So there's still actually quite a huge room for Alibaba to grow as well, okay? Even just within China, as more people getting more affluent, they get more mobile phones, okay? They have internet access. Taobao, Tmall, everything is definitely get to benefit from the digital economy. Very, very powerful. All right. So if you look at the overall, like the recent quarters, if you look at different segments, right? You have your core commerce, which is your Taobao, everything, right? It increased by 42% year on year. All right. Cloud computing is also the future, right? And the future is also in the cloud. It increased by 50% year on year. Okay, digital media, not so much, 7%, others 8%. Okay, but in total, you can see that actually revenue increased by 41% year on year. Super healthy growth. All right, so that is why if you have not go and watch my sharing on Alibaba last month, I actually talk about there's actually a lot of upside to this company, and it can be a 46% upside from last month. Okay, but currently because of the price drop even further, I do believe the upside can be even more right now. But once again, it has to be a long-term game, and you have to understand whether it's this company that you are truly comfortable with. Okay, because there is definitely risk. Okay, any company that you invest in, there's risk. So you need to go and analyze it. Okay, really understand the risk, understand the growth strategies. Is it something that you are comfortable with and you can really sleep with peace at night? Especially with valuation right now, I really think that Alibaba is severely undervalued in my opinion. But once again, it's not about stock recommendation. You have to go and do your due diligence. And for those who are already inside the Bossy community, if you have not read the Alibaba report, make sure you go and do it so that you can deepen your understanding, all right, towards the companies that you are investing in right now. So where is Tesla in my list? Okay, I have a lot of conviction in Tesla as well. Tesla, I hold 10% of my position in Tesla. But once again, I really think that this is a very long-term game, even longer than Alibaba, and I'm just going to diamond hands it. All right, so what to do with your current portfolio right now? So firstly, you really have to go and sit down, okay? Instead of going and watch the news, get confused, get emotional, just be very objective towards the companies that you are investing right now, okay? Look into them, analyze deeper. Do you really understand the company, right? Remember, it's really about practicing Aligato investing, right? Are you thankful to the companies that you are investing right now? If you don't understand them, that means you won't be thankful to them, right? So second thing is, okay, from the list of the companies that you are having right now, go and identify, all right, the few, maybe the top 5, okay, high conviction stocks that you know you can sleep well. Okay, you can really sleep soundly even though let's say the stock price dropped 50%, you are okay with that. Like for example, Alibaba dropped like close to 30%. Am I okay? I'm okay, right? Because I know this company I have super high conviction in. In fact, I added more positions during the recent drop as well, right? So this is exactly the third step. If this is a company you have high conviction in, and right now the market is giving you opportunity to buy them at a cheaper price, then you go and buy, right? Because if you wait, you say, wow, maybe I'm catching a falling knife, I better don't buy now. When they recover, you are going to regret because you never take action. So my advice for you is just go and buy a bit. You don't need to go in 100% right now. You can buy a bit. When they drop further, you buy more, all right? Always enter in tranches, okay? You can do dollar cost averaging or dollar cost averaging down, okay? Alternatively, you can buy some more, buy now, and then if it go up and they just never come back up, right? At least you don't regret for not taking any action, okay? It's super, super important. And when you buy them, you have to hold them for long term as well. Especially you have an investing portfolio. This is something that you seldom touch versus more like an option trading. Like if you attended OMI before, right, you do know that options is bounded by time. Then you will know that your options position should be more active, okay, compared to you investing in stocks. And options position definitely are more volatile as well. So I believe a lot of your portfolio could be in red is because you are too much, all right, onto options. That is possibly another reason why as well. So when you do options, you also need to be much more, I should say, versatile in terms of the market situation. All right, so supposed to have stock split. That one I have not heard about it yet, or maybe I could go and find out. I'm not too sure right now whether they have stock split or not. But it's very important that once again, when you are studying, your own portfolio, go and find a proper system for yourself. Okay, you have not started investing before, then go and find a proper system. You have learned system already, right? And you know that this system has been helping you or maybe helping other people to succeed, then really stick to that, okay? Stick to a proper game plan instead of being swayed by so many noises out there, okay, in the market. Okay, so for those who are very new or you are very, very interested to find out how can you elevate your own investing system, actually next Thursday, I'm also conducting my own webinar on Buffett Online School, which we are actually sharing with you the Buffett investing system. We all know that Warren Buffett is super, super successful. And the reason why he's so successful is because he has a proper system. So if you want to understand and how you can use the system to your advantage, then make sure you join my webinar, which is happening next Thursday. All right. And I'm also going to share with you one real case study. All right. So tonight I didn't have time to go through in depth, but on that day I'm going to go through a very, very in-depth case study on one of the stock, okay, which I do think that there is a lot of growth potential as well. And last but not least, how can you actually cut short your learning curve? And I have to say that if you stay all the way to the end of this webinar, you are going to love the gift that I'm going to give you. All right. So all you need to do is go to rebrand.ly/bossy webinar. So in the meantime, I'm just going to make this over here so that you can see that. Okay, rebrand.ly/bossy webinar is the place for you to register. It's a free webinar. You can just come in, and it's only 1.5 hours because I really want to keep it short. Because after that, we are also going to have a webinar with Mary Buffett as well. All right, so that's for today. Okay, how anyone have any questions regarding what I just shared? If you have any questions, maybe you can type in your questions right now, because I managed to finish it within 40 minutes. All right, so type in your questions. We can just have another 5 minutes for Q&A. In the meantime, for those who have not followed my Telegram, you can follow it, t.me/Aligato investor. This is where we actually share a lot more about how can you actually use this investing philosophy to actually help you to become a better investor. And I will also share with you my own investment insights about my understanding towards certain companies, so that you can also improve to become a better investor as well. So do remember to follow if you have not. All right. So any questions? Let me just go through. In the meantime, let me see. Okay. I think I have addressed the questions along the way previously. So so Nelson, back to your question, should we still hold on to the stocks? Okay, so once again, depending on what companies are you investing in right now, right? So to answer your question, you have to go through this homework for yourself, right? Really study the companies in your portfolio. Do you really understand them? Do you really have conviction in them? If you do, then I think there is no harm holding true, right? Because this is the companies that you really, really understand well, and they do have growth potential, and you are doing portfolio sizing, right? Just following the, like, let's say the 80-20 rules that I just mentioned, then you will be okay. Just give it time. The market will recover, okay? Because I do think that it's a short-term volatility. It's not something that is like a economy crash or whatsoever. All right. So Gaelic, okay, Yao is asking, will the market still be dropping more for the coming weeks? Well, this is like I think if I understand, if I can answer this question, I have a crystal ball, right? But I don't have a crystal ball, so I can never say for sure will the market drop further. There is a lot of headwinds right now in the market, but once again, focus on the right mindset. All right, when you are talking about the volatility, when the market is dropping, how can you use that to your own advantage? Okay, you can buy companies. Let's say if it drop further, you can buy companies, good companies at an even cheaper price. Okay, shouldn't you be thankful? Okay, say to be Aligato towards that, right? So if you change your mindset, investing become much easier as well. All right. So are you buying stocks instead of doing options right now? Yes, Nita. In fact, I am doing more stocks lately because I do see that a lot of like very good companies I just shared with you just now, right? Like let's say Microsoft and all this, I'm buying more stocks. However, if it actually reaches an even lower point, you learn OMI before, in fact, you are in OMM, right? When it actually reaches a very strong support, then you can consider doing options, because that's when Pete actually mentioned about it, right? So options is slightly more dangerous because it's a volatile vehicle. But if it reach a very good level of support, when it has a very high level of safety net, then you can do the dangerous thing, right? However, when the market is still volatile right now, it seems very dangerous, then don't do the dangerous thing. Go for stocks, which is safer. That's what you can do as well. I hope that helps. All right, so with that, okay, we are done with our sharing today. I hope you guys find it useful. If you find it useful, please type Aligato in the chat, and I really be thankful to that as well. So once again, this weekend, if you have time, okay, really spend some time to go through your own portfolio, okay, go through your own portfolio so that you can do more study. Okay, I think no one can really replace your own study time. Okay, despite, like, for example, the reports that we provide for you, it just give you, like, really cut short your learning curve, but it doesn't mean that you don't do your homework. So make sure still go and do your homework so that you can really improve to become a better investor. All right, thank you so much, Sui. Okay, arigatou gozaimasu. All right, so with that, I will say oyasumi nasai to all of you. Okay, good night, everyone, and I will see you guys next month. And yeah, for those who are inside my Telegram, I will also be updating more about more insights along the way as well. So have a great weekend. Okay, thank you so much, Supeng. Arigatou gozaimasu, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.